Hello, and welcome back. Tuesday? Yeah, Tuesday sounds like a good day. We are here with a lovely return of our stuffed pockets. Stuffed pocket. Instead of stuffed pockets, it was stuffed pocket. And I figure we just keep going. I went to run to the back real quick. As you can see, I'll show you off the front better in a moment. And we're going to work on the creation of that file folder creation. I think we're going to cut some of the fun pieces. We're going to create the file folder that goes in here, and some things like that. So we're just going to sort of come and go, and we are going to get some ephemera done today. Then that way it leaves us open to do probably 10 to 11 Nancy's share on Thursday. I hopefully have a bunch of things finished, including this. Maybe this will be finished. Thursday will be probably an Nancy's share of journals, journal ideas. I don't know, we'll see. I'm hoping. If not, well, it's gone straight into whatever we've been doing. But I think next Saturday will definitely be, sort of keep Saturday as our open project day. But we are going to then, and I only cut those to try to match, that ordeal. I'm leaving them on the bottom because I think we're going to put some of the green puffies. I'm definitely channeling my mother. If you don't know, Lorette Chandler at Vintage Paper Girl is my mom and partner, business partner. We have the Etsy shops. We both, craft and influencers in the craft world. So she is way more talented than I am. She has a gorgeous knack for laces and trims and Victorian and Marie Antoinette and just some of the most prettiest things that I just don't have the patience for. I love layers. As you'll see here, I am getting better at, like I said, channeling her and being like, yep, this is what we need to do. But she did add these pom-poms to her stuffed envelope pocket thing in different areas. And I realized I had some green. I thought, well, it'd be a great way to put it on the back side of this one and poke, like, peekaboo to the front, but not actually, bid it on the front because it's not quite the same green. But I thought maybe it would work. So, anyway. But yes, she is my partner in crime and partner in craft, and so she got me into all of this when COVID started. Before we realized COVID would start, I was going to do the digital side of it. She was crafting. She was doing more crafts, and then led to, I think by fall of that summer, that fall, we all started doing more and more YouTubes, and we realized we weren't going anywhere. So anyway, so there's the back. I love, right? There's our front. Isn't she gorgeous? I am so glad, guys, that I did add that green in. It really ties it all together. I have the bows. I put some pearls. I found emerald colored doohickeys that my sister-in-law sent me. So I'm loving how we got the green and the red mixed in. This is now large tuck. In the back, we have the two here in the front. We still have this one. This huge thing. We have to decorate that. Big pocket. Hidden pocket if you want, and then the big one in the back here too. So I love the gold. It's getting there. We do need a little bit of tails. I just feel like something needs to be clustered here. So we'll see how this goes, and that may lend to something here. I had a beautiful trim, and I accidentally undid the 3 strings in the middle. So now I have these guys. They're really cute. Hold on, sorry. But as you can see, I haven't changed my nails yet. Oh goodness. I'm sort of waiting for them to sort of fall off, and then they're press on. So when they fall off, then I will probably redo a shorter nail. But I'm also trying to let them grow out. I am so picky about nails and stuff. But oh well. Anyway, let's not get too far off track here today, right? Okay. So there we go. There's that. Let's add the bottom. So I feel this goes really well in the back. It's just a little bright for the front. And so I thought if we did it here, and it was just a peekaboo in the back, I wouldn't mind as much. Let's see, it'll be upside down, but one of those things where these are bouncy. Who knew? There we go. 1 and 2 and 3. Yeah, I don't mind it. I think it's a little bit of a peekaboo because then it brings out the brighter green there. But I wouldn't want the whole green trim on this side. Okay, so I wanted to make sure before I did this. I was like, I gotta mind. And it's a nice little accent to the bottom here. I love this. It is, so this is, vintage Christmas joy. I think because they were vintage elements, but it had slightly, so somewhere between a vintage and a retro, or retro and vintage. A little bit of both, right? I tried to bring it a little bit more to the vintage side. If I go stretch it, and I'm trying to not, I don't want to have a what's it called here? I want to make sure they're both inside it a little bit. Let's go a little tighter. A little bit of both, right? It was like, it had a retro feel to it, but it also, you know, it was vintage images, but it was sort of a retro feel with Santa. Santa definitely let it a little bit more retro sometimes. But the layers and the paper, and this was actually, that was a tissue paper that I actually scanned in, overlaid the word joy, put snowflakes on it, then layered it with a digital, and it was like, oh, so much fun. Okay, so there's the back. Really simple, easy to use, but it gives you something when you hand it over as a gift. There's even the back sort of pretty, right? We'll do anything else to it, I do not know. There is room here for a small pocket. I could, if we don't use, I do have a two-tone pocket. I mean, I might be able to get a pocket back here on the back with these two. I have that one, but that would be more a glued down pocket with her, which I could do that too. So either one, I think, not right this moment, but I think we either do this for a single pocket. I'd like to do either a double pocket back here or do her, and it would just be, we just glue this part down and you would have this cute little, like, coin, it used to be a coin pocket type thing. So we could do either one back here in the corner if we felt like we had some journal cards left over. I think we have an option there. So let's do that. Let's get the coffee going. Oh. But you guys usually see this in the afternoon, evening, and some of you do see it the next day quite early. I'm recording in the morning, so. All right, so let's work on some stuff. Not that one. Where is it? I didn't cut these out yet because if I thought I took the time and stopped and did the, I'm afraid to say, the fussy cutting of it all, I would never get back to you guys. That would be bad, right? So I feel like these guys, there's a couple vertical ones, 2 vertical ones for sure. I think it'll be great tucked in a couple different spots here. That's not as deep as I think. We may be able to get large ones in there. This one's super cute. This one actually we could fold it in half and be a little double and get tucked in the, like in the front somewhere. So these are great. That, I don't know about that one, but that one I like want to fold in half. These two we want to tuck more vertical. So that's going to be good. But what today, one more paper. One more paper. Where's the main paper? There it is the file folder. I love that we do these little mini file folders. I had done a whole series on file folder ephemera. I had done a large wildflower kit, and I ended up taking the elements, and we ended up doing file folder Friday. And for each color code, there's like 5 colors, main colors in that wildflower mega kit that I have. I did 1 a week. We did a different way to turn the file folders into something else. So I'll have to tag that today. Maybe I'll have to, at the end here, even though it's not Christmas themed, I believe I did 5 different, close to 5 different ways. 3 or 4 videos. With how I turn our file folders and all the little goodies that you could use with it into little notebooks, little journals. So I had a lot of fun making these, and then what we can do with them. So I already have a few thoughts. So this one, he needs to be tucked in. Maybe he'll take care of my prom. No, he's too tall, huh? I'm like, maybe he'll take care of my prom. We will. Oh, we could stuck him in there. Sorry, guys. I am so easily distracted. It is a squirrel. It is. Have you ever noticed that when you're working on something and you're just like, you want to work on one thing, you see something else, and you just know that if you don't stop, and you don't put it somewhat where you want it, you'll forget later. You will totally, utterly forget what you wanted to do with it later. You'll kick yourself when you use it somewhere else, and then you'll be like, oh, but I wanted to do this with it. And that's how I feel right now. Well, in everything we're doing. Oh my gosh. I am, last week, couple weeks has been just project after project for the kids and the work and everything else. And I'm just like, I feel like I've always got 5 different things going on in my head. At all times. I'm worried about schedules. I'm worried about. So this actually would be really cute here. Now you can't quite see what it is until you pull it out. So maybe we'll round the corners. It is meant to be a decorative belly band. It is meant to be, so maybe we'll leave it open so that way I won't do too much to it. But, so that, you could pull it out. You could put it in a journal. Nice thing is this is ephemera. you know, it is something for you to use and utilize. So we're going to put this here. It's going to be a peekaboo. You're going to want to wonder what it is. Perfect. Love it. Whether I decorate it or not, I don't know yet, but at least I have a placement for it. Now, here's a fun part. I cut the sides up, but usually I try to cut the tabs together. Haha, right? So that, I don't know, it's just like they match up a little bit while you are trying to do your design work. Cat, where are you and what are you doing? Okay, I don't know. She's debating. At least the project, the cape project, is not out here anymore. Went well, so she was happy. Great. The youngest actually didn't do a lot of trick-or-treating, so I don't know. She came home with a lot of candy from trunk-or-treat, so I wasn't too worried about her not doing too much trick-or-treating. They went more to an event type thing. We have a farm that does a corn maze, and they do a haunted corn maze over the weekends. So, of course, cool that the last night of the season was a Friday night, so, like, sweet. I got to really enjoy that. So, normally I try, if I can, I personally line them up and then cut that last bit together if I can. Best I can. So that maybe they all match up a little bit. And so that when you do have it closed, this is what I wish I could get in here with, is the corner rounder. But because of the tabs here, it's almost impossible. So, no, I guess not. It's hard. I wish we could. I didn't, you don't think about it when you make it, and you're like, oh, well, I'll just do this. No, you can't. Unless you have a smaller corner punch somewhere, then I guess you could do it that way. But I'm just going to have to hand do it and hope for the best, right? Okay, we'll do some inking real quick. And then we're going to put pockets in it because I want to put all this cute little ephemera that we have in it. Now, because this is pretty, that greeny red color, I am going to keep to the green tones of the ink. Cut it out. Try to line it up. Things aren't too off. No, yeah, usually I put papers in here and I make them cute little, yeah, a cute notebook, but I think we're just going to put more ephemera in it. We're going to put more ephemera, and if I have cutouts or anything left over, like this will be where the pockets and the goodies will all go. Right? I'm hoping. How are we doing? How's the first week of November treating you? Did, like, used to be, which, didn't happen. I think this is the first year, but we've had more rain in the beginning than we normally have. It used to be growing up, like, the night before or the day of, like, Halloween, we'd get rain. It would be, like, the beginning of the rainy season. Well, we had rain in September, and we had rain in October. On and off. And I know there's people who've gotten snow already in everything else, so it's not the norm. Did anybody else get rain? Are we getting snow again? So the thought was to, like, tuck it in here. We'll have something decorated here. But it might be that that's not big enough, and we'll see, and this may get tucked there. Right? I mean, there's hordes of places for me to put it once we're done with it. So the thought was to be back here, but I think we also have a slightly larger pocket for flap envelope that I might want to put in there instead. It'd be a little thicker. Because the nice thing is I did glue down here, so it doesn't go all the way to the ground, or all the way to the bottom here, so it does stick up. So, okay. Let me move this out of the way, but isn't it just adorable? Ugh. I'm so glad we found the bows. I'm glad I found these guys because it made all the difference. But it's really, we're getting a nice balance of red and green, so. I'm so happy about that. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's see. And it came out nice because, like, I ended up doing, uneven red and white. I ended up still adding white to it. So I'm glad I had a little bit of checkered behind it because it pulls from here. It'd be nice if I can get it up here. Now, whether I can get checkered one more place, I don't know. We've got chevron here, so we may not need it, but who knows, right? Am I too close? No. Okay. Well, getting all sideways here. Okay, let's see. All right, so what I was thinking is, this one doesn't really matter if it's sideways or not. So I'm thinking that it's small enough. That pocket goes sideways, and this pocket, even if I have to cut it a little bit, I know it's a wave, but that's okay. We can cut it short and put a pocket here and put a pocket on its side. So like I can tuck this into the side. I can tuck these guys into the top. Labels, and you know, both ways. We can do a little bit of both. I do give you a tab, but I think we'll cut all these little pieces and see where it all leads. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, so give me, and then because we can decorate this one, we can do a little decor on this one, you know, and get this going. The front, yeah, that top corner needs something too. Let's see, what do we have? Because I know Santa, and I'm definitely feeling like Santa and the bells maybe need to be somewhere combined on the front cover, so we don't want to mess with those. There are reindeer up there. We already have a reindeer in the front, so yeah, we need like bells, or I'm out of ephemera, guys. I just realized, not ephemera, but I'm out of the little stuff. I realized I didn't have as much as I thought. That's a duplicate, but he can get tucked in somewhere, so we do want to get that over there. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get a little crafty here and try to figure out what we want to decorate that corner with. I mean, I have a label. I mean, we have more labels. That's a tab. See, those are like a double-sided. All right, then. I have a word. Oh, I do have words, though. They're a little tealy in color, though. I need to find my other words. Yeah, a little tealy in color, I think, for what we're doing. So I don't want to go too the wrong way all of a sudden. Merry Christmas is great, but I'm going to have to pull out the other ones. All the many things. So, okay, gotta have to get crafty there. Whether it's more of the same. Not as prepared as I was hoping. But okay, we'll do the basic construction, as usual, right? What do we have here? Oh, it's a red strip, more green. Sort of fun how that turned out. Let's see, it's... They're starting to pop. I'm being a good girl, though. All these little pieces, I'm just like, nope, go away. Nope, go away. It is the downside about printing something on the back for your ephemera. You end up with all these weird, like, spots, which that might have a perfect... one of my favorite little guys here might fit just right in there once it's done, so... Alright, I do have a flag. We'll have to see if we can get that. That might be a creative thing to put somewhere, too. With all these elements, you just have to, like, try and use and see what's going on, and... But I am not keeping every one of these pieces. Oh, jeez. Really big, slices sometimes is great, and you definitely want to keep it because you never know when you need a strip to break something up or to border something or whatever. So I'm keeping that off to the side. There's that big old piece, and there's that. If that doesn't work, I do have all that. Let's get these corners out. But yeah, I'm hoping November's treating you well. That if you stopped raining and you like the rain or need the rain, it came back. The snow is not too bad if it came back. Not yet, right? We don't need to start too soon. We need snow, we need rain, but maybe not too soon. I would just like to see like low 70s consistently for once. We keep going, you know, low to mid 70s, and then all of a sudden we're 80 plus, and then we're, you know, and it's just warm enough. You feel fine in the house, and then you go outside and you're like, oh, it's warm out here. What in God's creation? Like, why? Why? Is it so warm out? Now they say, well, we're getting farther and farther from the sun, so it's not the same. And I'm like, yeah, but it's still warm and muggy or warm and weird in the house or in the car or whatever, right? So it's still an issue. It's still sort of a pain. It's not our favorite thing. Okay, hold on. Let me get a few of these cut out so that we can, you know, tuck things in place and see where things are going. And I think the labels would be great to put in place. Places you can use them as, I think, all kinds of different things. I think labels are just shapes sometimes. You put them on sticker paper, yes, it's a label. It is definitely what it says it is. But when you're, you know, I'm just trying to make it smaller so it's easier to maintain right now. I'm like, oh goodness. So I can easily see the shape so I can, like, decide where I want to put it. Because sometimes when you can't get to it in a smaller manner, it's really hard to decide what you want to do with it. So hard to decide, right? So there's that. Let me see if I can get this in here in a manner that will work, almost, without cutting anything else off. There we go. Okay. When you have excess, what are you supposed to do with it? Something. Anything. Maybe. I love the flax, but I wish I could figure out how to use it more efficiently. I used to love making the paper clips with these things, but I never could get enough of a cut. Like, I try to fold it down, or I try to cover underneath and try to make it hidden, and I never did them well. I think I figured it out, but it's hard to do when you don't have a lot of excess paper. So there's a problem. So there's that. There's that. Let's get all this out of the way. Ugh, I have so much paper on the floor right now. Whoops. This is a 2021 kit. Wow. It's been a little while. See how I have my copyrights, even when I do my own prints. I'm like, ugh. Yep. Okay, there's that. Now, so this one is easy. These are usually, and hopefully I was still doing it at the time, or I take my 1.5 inch hole punch, and you can go just about right into the, don't overdo it, into where I put my little depth, and your punch is ready to go. This one, I think for a little bit more depth, I'm going to put a little bit more greenery, or vintage on it. At least on 3 sides, and maybe on the side that's going to blend in with the actual ordeal, I'll do green. Okay, so what I was thoughting, we can do something like this, and you have now a side tuck. And then we can put lace, or trim or something over it. Now this is where we could add a pumpkin, a deer to the thing. Okay, you're gonna give me issues, aren't you? It'll be a very small pocket here all of a sudden. Ugh. It's good, and then you use it, and then it gets pressure in it. So these little pockets that I make, you can layer them, you can, stagger them, you can put them individually. They're not super wide, so they're great usually even in a skinny, even most of the skinny journals, you can just kind of trim off a little bit, and you can have a nice, ordeal. Because see, this fits nicely in here. This is easy. I believe to even get my smaller journal cards in them. I mean, I could, not really. Okay. Now this one, I don't go too far over. We're going to fold it so I know for sure that we are in a nice spot and not too far one way or another. So I know where to cut it. That could be helpful. Yeah, I really loved when I did this really unusual sort of wavy pocket. Made for something fun, and especially when you do layer it over, when it's full size and you layer it over this one, you have a wave and then you have a normal pocket, and it makes for a real fun, makes it really fun. I don't know, I enjoy the different shape, it was probably different at the time, I don't know, probably not anymore. We'll probably all have some kind of wavy thing going on in our pockets, but okay. So this one is a little shorter, so it's definitely more the vertical, smaller journal cards that I have. It would definitely be, more this, more the label. These guys would definitely go in here. And then I think I can put a bigger, or not bigger, but smaller, one of the smaller medium journal cards. Smaller medium. My 6-up sort of medium journal cards, I guess, because I don't do extremely large journal cards and tags. They're good size. They're 4-up. They're 6-up. I do 3 tags, to a page. I do 4 tags to a page. Just, it all varies. So, we get some size options. But, okay, there we go. It's like, I feel like, yeah, we definitely need, like, something here. And we need something up here. And we need a little bit of paper decor. Because I don't want it bulky. Because then it does make it a little harder. But see, now we just made it a nice pocketed insert, and we can tack on some green because we need to blend our, and that bounding sage works really well in this kit. I just noticed it does do, that bundled sage does work nicely with this green background. It works really well. I have this wash, and that is a vertical card, even though you can't see it. I probably should be using my smaller. Let's do this and that. Now that is beige, so we're going to use... I need to learn to put more ink on my... more often. I don't. I just try to use every last ounce, and I think that's why I shred my poor sponges, because I'm like trying to pull color where it's not necessary. But everything is backed, so you have writing ability on everything. All right, so we've got that. Now these are cute, and they could be used for decorating if I get some words going. Right, we could even cut it in half, put a word over it. We have some potential here. Let's see something here. They were supposed to be tucked in, but I think they're the right level for some decor and some... So I'm thinking half a green, half a red. You can do that. It needs more ink. Oh my gosh, this needs a... We're going to ink this up a little bit. Let's see. I have to see it. Pray. Pray I have the smaller Christmas words. No, I was going to. Oh, I got sidetracked. I had Christmas words that actually got printed by accident on paper, and I was going to print, and I got sidetracked. Print like music paper on the back of them and fold them fun. Do a fun fold thing because you know it's thinner paper, and the thinner paper does not work. I don't have any Christmas words. I don't think I have any little Christmas words. I have vertical words. I don't have the smaller, except in the paper that I just did, which is not my favorite because it is thin paper. Let's see. I'm like, well, I haven't printed on the back of them yet, so. One of them I'll have to play with later. I thought, oh, I print on just plain paper. And I was like, oh, let's do a music page or something on the back of it. And then you could do a fun fold thing, and I could make some kind of fun pocket out of it. And it would have words and music, and it would just be, you know, a fun little doohickey maybe to add to this. But we'll put that aside and do it. Okay. So, since I need words, and I need red words, I wanted to put Christmas and deer and mistletoe, holly, joy. Gotta get the word joy in there going, right? Let's see, do we have anything musical in here? It is thin. We did say we were going to keep it thin. I usually like my words on cardstock, but that's okay. We will carefully cut and glue. It's okay. The label is definitely on cardstock, so thinking something like this. Like we do a partial cut. We layer it here. It's just not in the middle. This is more of a... The words are almost too small. But the other season greeting ones are too big. Cold outside season greetings, those are too big. Okay. Doable, but it needs a little bit of red. Oh, you can put a little bit of red lace on that. Okay, we can make that work. Here we go. See, a little decor, a little fun. Well, it's red on red, but green underneath, red works. Let's glue it down, and then I can, let's do this. Sort of angles, right? Angles on angles on angles. Okay, sorry. I'm like, well, yeah, no. And it's upside down, isn't it? Of course it is. I go to look, I'm like, wait, there's all the shiny stuff. Wait a minute. So let's do this. And we could do the reverse, and we could put green lace on the other ones. Or do something different up there. I just feel like this needed something. I was like, well, let's play with something different. And I'm going to let it stay clumped up a little bit. Always hard part is getting the word to stay down, but it's a pretty thin paper, so it should stick pretty quick, easily. It's not super thick, so let's see, let's do that. There we go. Glue sticky. And then see, cute. And then I have the other half to do something with later, which between this and my little half circle, and see, like, we have all these fun pieces that I could start layering in interesting ways and make a cluster. I got that. And maybe the other half of the circle. We'll find a way. We'll find a way to make that cute. All right, so there's that. Paper works now. Where is my... Ugh, I hate when the tops, like, roll away. You're like, no, you don't get to do that. So it's not too bulky. But it definitely gives our little pockets of personality. I'm trying to keep it... But yeah, hopefully next day or two, before the next project, we'll see how the nails are doing. And if I can't take the length anymore, I've totally, I don't know what to all of them. It was really cool. These supposed to be moons and signs and all these fun things, and they wouldn't stick to save my life. When I turned around, I had another one popping off. I was making a mad dash for Halloween, or actually Wednesday night's trunk or treat, which I was dressed up for that one. So I found my old school. These are supposed to glow in the dark. I don't know if they do. I'm half asleep by the time that comes around, so keep forgetting to look to see if they're actually, working. Okay, so this was the thought to do it, sort of a repeat up there, but I don't know if I want to repeat. Don't know if I want to repeat it quite. So we do here, nice and easy. Nice thing sometimes it's fun not to have to do much to your ephemera. When you buy a kit, you print it out, and you just get to, if you're just enjoying it, and you just want a little something. No one says you have to have the world done to it, but that's when, stickles and glitter and, there's always something you can add to it to make it work. But I feel like, let's do this. We need him to stick out there. There's a nice little 3-tiered. I wish I'd do some of these in red, now that I'm looking at it going, I think because we had the candy canes and we had other things red, I was trying to add, green to the mix. But it might be more in the mix than we realize. All right, so there's that over there. Constantly. Oh, that's just a piece of paper. Okay, good. Oh, the stacks. All right, so that side's done. It's cute. All right, so there we go. So there's a thought. I'm trying to do that. But this definitely needs something. Now, we could keep the feel going. It's pretty muted. I could do a little bit of the snowflake. It's really a floral thing, but it looks very snowflakey. So I could do that. We could do the other half of this. Let's see what we could do. What if we did a little red, a little snowflake. Not too much thicker than that, but we could do a little red there, a little snowflake. Oh, so I want to add a bow to it. This is too much. But I could try to get a word underneath there, though. Sorry. My nose clogged up all of them. Mistletoe Joe, 'twas comfort wreaths. It's more music. I have cheer. I have nothing musical on here. Noel. No, that's more of a name than a... How funny is that? Maybe cheer. Cheer's sort of cute. Right? Music makes you cheer. It says cheerful. Or I use the word snow because we have that snowflakey thing going. Let's do snow. Since I have all the snowflake emphasis going on right now. Let's do that. All right. Now, I did a great job cutting this off last time, so I didn't ink that at all. Just try to get as much white as I could off. So we could just put snow underneath really cutely. There we go. See? All right. We've got this. But yeah, little mini file folders don't have to just be, a double-sided card that you can write on. It doesn't have to be an automatic, like, book. It can be a number of things. You can make pockets out of it. You can, it's inserts. Sometimes it's just fun putting them in. You can do this too, and you sew it in the middle of your journal, or sew it into the journal. And it's just a different size piece of paper that has pockets in it. That helps break up the monotony of the same 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. And you can, do this, put pockets in it, and then sew it in to the middle. Actually, a little off-center, go a little off-center, so maybe you can get it caught in 2 places, but yeah, it's a great. I've done it sometimes with slightly smaller journals, or if we have a lot of ups and downs and unusual fun papers, I will take this file folder and add it in, sew it in and do things like this where it's a nice. Okay, yeah, I have to cut that one in half no matter what I do. Let's just snip. That's okay. There we go. And then, quickly, before everything dries, get tweezers. There we go. Let's see if we can stick him up underneath a little bit. There we go. Ta-da, look at that. No, that worked nicely. I just gotta learn. Yeah, I gotta remind myself to use the textiles, right? Use the ribbons and the bows and the bows and the trims and the laces. It's not super bulky, so that's okay. Now this in here would be. I didn't decorate any of those up yet. It's being gold. I really want something gold to go over that to make that stick out a little bit more, because it is gold. It is a gold tissue that I scanned it in. What do I have here? Nope, that's a sticky. Sorry, I'm reaching up. This is probably a little too much. That is really gold. That really grabs attention, right? Doesn't mean I can't glue it down and stick it in there. Though I don't know if it really... We haven't gone that fancy yet, which it is perfect shape right there, though. It's sort of cute. Ooh, well, that'll give us some... Why not? Sometimes you just have to do it. I love this. This is a newer web mesh. It's not really a mesh. It's not really a tulle. It's definitely webbed. It has glitter on it. It has confetti on it. Comes in 5 inches by a yard that I sell in the shop. Definitely messy, so I do fold it inside out or roll it up inside out so that you don't lose all the goodies as you try to take it in and out of your packaging. Let's do sort of this angle. All right, little envelope-y. Ooh, well, that does some interesting things. Be very careful. But it is webbed, so even though it looks pretty solid, there's a lot of thin little lines. So you just have to be like, oh, let me very carefully get that in there. But one wrong move and you lose all your glitter, your confetti. Come on. But yeah, there's so many things, guys, that I use it. I love it in small doses, but when you're cutting big, you're cutting orders, you end up with glitter everywhere. All right, so let's just... I love when I just pull out little strips, right? I pull out sample of something. I will try to keep that piece because you never know. Maybe we'll have to now tag that in somewhere else. I'll put it here in the I'm gonna bring that in somewhere else so it doesn't look like it's a one-off, but isn't that pretty? Wonder if we try to decide. It is upright. We'll keep an eye on the glue and see how it does. But there we go. That grabs some attention, right? There's some sparkle, some lace, some trim, getting somewhere. Now, if I wanted to, then I could just go do stickle on that or some more in here to get that to pop. Nope. Feel it's simple, but it's not, right? Okay. Something there. There's that. Oh, journal card. See, this was the problem. I had a plan. So what do we want to stick it? Now, we could put this one in there to give it some color. Stick the joy in sideways. This one has a multitude of coloring in it, which also works. I don't want anything plain. So it's got to be one of these two that I can either go pull it out vertically or even tuck it inside, tuck it in horizontally, which is fine. I'll just see which one we like better. See how it sticks out. Now, usually my pockets, my envelopes, things like that, I try to make sure that everything fits inside it. Like these little cards fit inside these pockets when they're full size, if I did this right. If I did my job right. I try to make sure that my 4-fold flap and my scallop clutch purse envelopes fit the larger 4-up journal cards, right? That if you do it right and nothing shrinks to fit too terribly, you should be able to get, you know, everybody in there. It's so fun having, you know, journal cards and tags and stuff and then not be able to put them into any of the envelopes that we created. So we can either do it this way so it brings some stuff over, or if we want more of an all around like obvious, like we want that red and green to really stick out, we do it that way. So maybe that. We'll see how, because I don't have a whole lot of places to put a horizontal, and I can pull that out easily, and it doesn't seem odd. Though the sides are good, so I think we're going to do a little bit of cornering, because sometimes when I do the distress, I hate cornering it because you lose that. But the green looks really good with this, so we know we can touch up our digital distress, and we can definitely, ink and corner and ink those things. Sometimes my digital job does not really allow great. You have to really ink it. There we go. Okay. So she is that pop of color that we were hoping for, so this doesn't look so plain. Look at that. Perfect. Right? Yes. Front. Yes. Something needs to be done. Not sure what yet. And it will come to me the moment we get there. I know that much. Now, I just have to decide, where do I want to put her? I'm thinking there. And if we can do something here, I decorate it just right here. I think it takes care of that blandness that I have back here that's bugging me so badly. Let's see here. I want to go for, let's not use the wrong scissors. How are we doing? 41 minutes. Okay. So I think I want to fold that one in half. I love her to the side maybe, because he's the other side. I'm just sort of curious how big these really are. These are my 4-up. I'm going to let the do the cornering, even though, yes, they're here, and if you corner well, haha, sounds funny, then yeah, you know, it you know, works well. But if I feel this can do a better job, which it does, it lines beautifully. I always try when I design something, hoping that something we have in hand will do it for us. So this just fits in there about the same, but we could tuck it upward. Okay, that's good. I also know then the next one I want to tuck in here for sure. Let's see. I know we'll have some small ones left over, so if we do either one of the pockets on the back, we definitely have some of the smaller cards to put in there, because I don't think none of the smaller cards that we put in here are gonna fit anywhere else. They're just gonna hide. We're gonna lose them. I am gonna have to get crafty in that back pocket. I might have to see what I have. I'm gonna have to see what I have to print, whether it's music paper. I might have a greeting card or two that that we've got. Nothing vintage, but something. So that goes there easily. Oh, this one could go maybe. Aha. So I'm going to have to find some stuff to stuff in the back pocket that is usable for you. But it won't be the journal cards, I don't think, because I think the 2 large tags will fit in here, I'm hoping, because they are, what, 7 inches tall? So I think, or just about. That is where those are going to have to go. Okay, let's see. Nothing else. We'll know where these go. Then I'm going to have to do a little something to enhance them. So I'm thinking, as much as I hate to block it, oh, it just fits in there. Isn't that great? Oh, so there's something here. It's just whether or not I do a little something. You hate to like decorate your pockets and then hide it with all the ephemera you put on it. I'm like, why did I do that? But in the end, I guess, like, if you took the ephemera out, you put it in something else, like say you had a journal you got, or a December daily you were working on, and, you know, there's a journal card in here that happens to match that day or whatever, and you want to be able to write something on the back, take it out and use it. So then you will have this pretty pocket. This will be, when it's done, it'll be pretty. But if I tuck that in just right, and I want to put just something right across here, I know I do. I know I want to put something in there. I don't know. I don't know if I can get that to stick. It's really sort of fun, but I know that was the last of that red one too. I don't think I have any more. I'll do something across here lightly. This is cute. This could be maybe a little lace in a vertical, or yeah, something needs to go up here in this corner too. Okay, so we got that. I know we're decorating up here. We got journal cards back there. This is just adorable, and I'm like, I want to fold it. I just don't know where we're going to stick it. Unless this is that double that goes in the back for sure. I really think we're gonna put that back pocket on there. All right, usually puts a pocket in the back. She does one across the bottom usually, so you can stick more journal cards and stuff. But I have my reindeer down there, so I don't want to do that. But I have that spot. I do have this blank spot that it does feel like we need to. Okay, so then this one, because of its nature with the fabric down the middle, it has such a beautiful spine feel to it that you have this little mini booklet, and I could totally fill it with some paper if I really wanted to, depending how much goes into our back pocket. I mean, I could fill the file folder, that one file folder pocket with this one in there, with the pieces of paper in it, but I think it's going to go somewhere else. I think I have an idea. I mean, I could shove it in here, right, and let it stick out. That's a lot of sort of similar. So I think on the back, we are going to, because I have all these little guys, and I know I could put, you know, another journal card in there or whatever, but I want to put one of these guys, and I just don't know if I just want to do a single. And I know I hate, now I'm going to do this one of two ways. I can, these are just your tabs. You do not have to. When I first did these have always been this coin purse, coin pocket, whatever. I now make them a wraparound. I've changed the tabs, changed the design, so now you can wrap it around your page and have a pocket on both ends. But so now I'm thinking, well, I could cut this off and use it elsewhere. I could just simply glue it down to make it fuller. Because I always hated that we would do this and you would glue it together, and then everybody's always decoration back here, and you're like, you're gluing that down. It's sort of a bummer, right? Let me score some stuff and see what we come up with for one of our last creations here. And then I will finish off the pretty decoring of it all and see how great we can do. And then if I can get everything done, we will do a Thursday Etsy share, and I'll show you this, and I will show you, what else? I have the tissue box journals that are almost done. I just have a few more pieces of ephemera to put together. Oh, if I can just get the ephemera finished for the flip-flop, the mini flip-flop, that would be great. Well, that would be wonderful. That was the worst, and I have this is the worst tab job I've ever seen myself do. I did not cut, because I made these a really big tabs. So you can thin the tabs out as you see fit. It's just to help give you sort of like a gusset so that you can put thicker things in here. So if you didn't want your pocket to be super flat, you glue the back to both tabs and you have definitely a wider pocket. So it's not super thin to the paper and you can only get one thing in it. So if I really want to put stuff in the back pocket, we need to, do it that way. To where if this is done correctly, and I'm holding it, right or whatever, but it means we could put all kinds of things back there and it wouldn't come out, right? We would have space. And it would just stick out a little bit, and we could put paper in here, and I could put another journal card in there, and it would stick out. It would stick out, but I mean, it would allow for that kind of thickness of pieces. We could put a few pieces in here nicely, and it would be on the back. Okay, so we could do that like this. It does block his head. Oh, I can go up a little higher if I wanted to. Things just wouldn't be as tucked in if I really didn't want to block his head. Okay, so there's one option. And so I don't forget, let's just do that. Now that little piece is not staying in there, of course. I just didn't know. I was just trying to see what else would, wow, that actually sticks. Ugh, there we go. What actually fits in there. And there's room for me to put a vertical word here for sure. So we've got that potential going on. And this clips, it actually clips nicely. Awesome. Okay, so there's one opportunity. The other one is I think these are too big. And though, yeah, no, this is the kit. Okay. I use some of these same images. I'm like, wait, I thought I used them in Dashing Through Winter too. No, I don't think so, but it had that feel. I was like, wait, did I use that in the Dashing Through Winter? I love when we cross images and pretty soon you're like, oh, hey, these all go together because they have a similar image or two involved. All right, so there's one, which I know by itself, but I think, and it might be too much of having, we may have too much of this one. I love this. This is my absolute favorite, guys. This red, green, and music paper plaid that I created. Ugh. I will never get another one. I've tried. I think I have a lace one that's okay, but it's one of my favorite things. I have not been able to nail down another plaid like it since. I'm like, ugh. All right, so anyway, this goes like this. And it wouldn't block here. I could top it. No one says I could top them both if I wanted to. And it'd be a little different, right? So instead of tucking everything into the pocket, it would be like this could go here. Or this, and I wouldn't do that one. I'd do one of the other ones. But we could keep the small journal cards tucked in nicely. Nothing would fall out. This would give us, you know, it's not as wide. So if this gets too thick, it's a little harder. But we could do that too. And I feel like that is just too much. I don't like that. I think I really do like, not that these will ever go anywhere. They're always good. Use them multiple times. Look at all this color, guys. Oh my goodness. This could be a nice, if I back it, I have a nice bookmark piece actually right there. If I can straighten that out. Oh my goodness, all this stuff. And I don't think that fits. I was like, wait, do I have enough to make another one of those silly little things? Oh, probably. Maybe not. I don't know. Nope, not quite. All right. Always, I mean, I don't like them. They don't quite fit. Okay. Nope, I'm learning to throw stuff away. I'm done. I don't need it. 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 So hard. Okay. I actually really like the idea of the thicker, even though I don't like the idea of wasting. We're going to glue it down once it's done, and then I'd have to see. I do need to trim it up just a little bit. I want to be able to, there we go. I want to be able to glue it down, and I want to be able to put little papers in here, another journal card or two, and we're going to do it that way. I'm loving that idea. Okay, well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. We created a pocket for the back, all right? We have so little something is on the back. It's not completely just empty, which I'm loving that we're using up all the space that we have. We're using up one of my pieces of ephemera to go with it, which is the whole point of this kit, or videos, was to use up kits, right? I am like, nope. I've printed and printed and printed for years the kits before I showed them to you guys, or as I'm showing them to you guys, what we did when I was just doing digital reveals. And, you know, now I need to use them. If I didn't ship them up to a subby or, you know, their channel, yeah, I need to use them up. So, you want to put glue on your tabs. Come on. So that they stick to the back paper, but not to this. Not too close to the edge, though, because you don't want it to go over. There we go. So I'll make this nice little gusseted pocket. That way, it's a little short, but you know it's going to glue down too, so I'm not too worried about it. I just didn't want it sticking out the other way. And I moved stuff, so I will cut the top if we need to. Yep. Don't like that it's sticking out right there, so we're just going to go... Ah. There we go. We'll just re-ink. All right. Ta-da. Get all that stuff off the back. Okay, so now I'm going to be a good girl, though. I am not creating another pocket. I just don't need one more thing. So we are going to completely glue this down. I am not leaving it open like we would normally do. We're going to utilize it nice and flat, so this does gusset out, pop out like it needs to. If I'm using that word right. I feel like it gussets, spans as we need it to. Put it right there. Get your bone folder. Aha, where did I put it? Get in there and just really press it down. So you really can't get your fingers in there. You don't want to, you know, rip anything. And this way too, you make sure that your tabs are sticking to all the proper paper. Right? So then now, And that's okay that this one's there. It's upright, but I like square items at times, but I've definitely I'm learning again to just do more rounded. I mean, I love it because it does move in and out. There's a niceness to it. Sometimes the design is square, so you just think you're supposed to leave it square, and I'm like, ugh, all right. Contrast is good though too, because the page, you know. There we go. All right, so we have that sitting there. This has some paper in it. It will help keep that in place. So we'll sew in some paper. You have a little booklet in there. You have another extra journal card in there. And even if it sticks out a little bit in the back, it's okay. But see, you see something here, you know to flip over, just like we know that there's something here right now that sticks out. And we're all said and done. All right, so we're getting there. That needs some decor there. Oh, that's what I want to do. This is what I will do, though. I will have no problem cornering these, though. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I don't like these. This I don't like straight. I don't know. I definitely like the corner of my file folders to be rounded to go with everything else. There we go. Okay, so we need to do a little TLC. We need to find some way to cluster a word and something here. We need to cluster maybe another word here. We need to put, so I'm going to trim, lace trim right here. I got to go see what I have. We'll do a little bit of lace trim right here, maybe, or maybe not. I don't know. Maybe we won't because we have this here. Cluster takes care of the problem I had there. We still need to add our Santa up here with either the bells or something. Maybe I'll cut one of them out, but maybe 2 out of the 3. Maybe we can get him like here if I take this set of bells out or something, because I can cut these out, put him here, and maybe we can, you know, force something onto that. It's a little pink, but I can put some brown over it. So we need to do those 2 on here. I mean, I even have that, but I think we're getting a little heavy there. So I want to get away from that just a little bit, but we're getting there, ladies and gentlemen. So hopefully next time you see this, it will be done. It'll be full of some stuff. Definitely got to get some ideas in the back. So if there's anything you can think of, let me know. Oh, goodness. But yeah, I'm going to go find some Christmas paper, some Christmas music paper, and maybe some Christmas to-do lists and fun things that maybe are Christmas holiday planning that you can either fold and play with, or you can fill out, or whatever. We'll get something back there because, yeah, now it's, what, 8.5 inches, 8 inches tall, 7 inches tall. Let's see, what are we at now? We are now at a beautiful 8 inches tall. So not quite, papers are 11 tall, but we could fold it in half. It'd be 5.5, put up on its side, pull papers on its side and tuck them in sideways, and you could pull them out and use them. So that is, we do have possibilities. So I'm sorry, I'm cleaning up as I go because I know I have to go pick up a kid here soon. So thank you all very, very much for watching, liking, loving, commenting. Oh, I'm so glad we got to something else. Oh, that's my, yeah, see, I tucked it in and went, wait, that goes there. Yeah, I think we have something here, and by Jove, I love it. It's turning out wonderful. Ah, yes. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching, liking, loving, commenting, making sure you've turned on notifications, that you do have those things all going, because you never know when I'm going to put something up, what I got going. You don't want to miss out on anything. Christmas ideas are coming up, all that jazz. So, ooh, so we need to have some red. I realize we don't have any red pom-pom stuff, so we're going to have to get, ooh, maybe a little up there. Maybe. All right, we got to get some red pom-pom. Some red cute pom-pom garland up here somewhere too. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, I really do appreciate it. I've said that 5 times. I'm going to keep saying it because I always do. I always appreciate it. So we will see you on the flip side, hopefully Thursday, with some stuff shown off, ready to go. So you see what's in the shop for gift ideas and last minute Christmas things to enjoy, holiday items to use for yourself or others. And then we start another project. So hopefully more of a pink winter Christmas, or pink winter. Not so much Christmas. I don't think that shabby winter kit is very Christmas-y, but it has some beautiful pink and lace and pearl stuff in it. So very much geared to winter. So that should be the next big project. So we'll talk all real soon. Thank you for joining me. Bye-bye.